every guy needs a gray suit. It's kind of like your go-to suit, your basic charcoal suit. But if you're Alice Cooper, it's going to be a gray nail head with a skull of nails on the back.
I'm Alice Cooper, and this is LGFG.
So the corduroy suit for Alice Cooper, we wanted a suit that felt like the 1960s and 70s. And doesn't corduroy feel like the 70s to you? It feels like the 70s to me, you know? And the imagery inside the suit is a famous scene for when Alice Cooper hired a truck and put a picture on the truck of himself naked, covered only by a giant python. And this truck stopped traffic at Piccadilly Circus, like central London, in order to promote the show, which then went ahead and sold out. And I believe that happened in the 60s. Maybe 66, you know, fact check me on that. It was very cool. Anyways, love that suit, love the corduroy suit. I have the same corduroy suit. I've always loved corduroy suits for their casual comfort, but also it has like a certain elegance to it. I can't describe it. You know, corduroy is really a brushed cotton, but it has these little cordy stripes in it, which gives them a little bit of like a textured feel. Let's see what Alice said about the suit.
Shep and I came up with the idea of Hell's a Poppin', which meant the Hollywood publicity stunt. We stopped traffic in London for a full day because we pulled a Hollywood publicity stunt, which you can see here, an Avedon picture of me half naked, stuck in the middle of traffic at Piccadilly Square at rush hour on Friday. It stopped traffic. They didn't arrest us. Can't have everything. We tried to get arrested, but we couldn't. And they got the joke. Launched us in London.
So the red seersucker suit for Alice Cooper. Seersucker is a cotton fabric, but it's very, very light and it's kind of crumply. You see it a lot at the Kentucky Derby. It was a suit that was designed from the south of the states to the south of the states. So this is a suit that you would see a lot in very hot, humid environments. We did a red seersucker suit for Alice Cooper and we made it into a sports theme. Alice Cooper's a massive sports fan. He actually originally is from Detroit. Even though he was watching the Arizona Coyotes hockey team, he was known to show up at the games, but now the Coyotes are gone to Utah. Okay, well, so we did the right thing by picking his home birth city. And we found an image of the original Detroit Red Wings, like the original team, the original six, when they were in the original six. And it was signed by the players and like Gordie Howe signatures. It's very cool. So we put that right into the lining. And on the back of the jacket, we put Cooper, his last name on top, and the number 18, because that was Alice Cooper's breakout song, 18. You know, I'm 18. I think I'm a good singer. Sue me. One of my favorite Alice Cooper songs is Bed of Nails, right? And he actually said that it's the one song that gets requested the most. We have a clip of that. You can show it.
The song that most people want to hear on stage is Bed of Nails.
So we made a nail head suit, a gray nail head suit to symbolize the bed of nails. We put nails imagery on the inside of the suit. And on the back, we made a skull. It's made like embroidered, almost like looking like it's made out of nails, like a skull nail. So that was the gray suit. Of course, every guy needs a gray suit. It's kind of like your go-to suit, your basic charcoal suit. But if you're Alice Cooper, it's going to be a gray nail head with a skull of nails on the back. Alice Cooper said this was the best suit he's ever had, and he was 74 at the time we delivered it. So understand that he's had a lot of suits in his life. He's been a rock star for like 50 years, and he said it was the best suit he's ever had. It's from our Artigiano collection, 100% handmade. It is a beautiful Super 180s wool. It's extremely high-end. A suit like this retails, if you want to know, about $16,000 USD. Fully hand-constructed. No machine touches the suit. It requires like an extra 120 hours of work to make this thing into a suit. And then inside the suit, we put imagery of 28 albums of Alice Cooper's. And I think Paranormal came out right after that suit. And I think he's got one more coming out or is in the works, or just, it's kind of close. So it is going to be 30 albums. But when we delivered the suit, it was 28 albums we printed right into the lining. Well, look at what Alice said about it. Like it says everything.
This feels like I was born in it. I mean, it just hangs perfectly. You know, out of all the suits, this one just goes, oh.
Alice's favorite outfit from the collection, the Nightmare collection that we put together. By the way, we called it the Nightmare collection because, you know, Alice's first real concept album was Welcome to My Nightmare. It's probably my favorite Alice Cooper album, although $1 Billion Baby is also amazing. And so the Nightmare collection, we did this tuxedo, right? And what's cool about it is the lapels are asymmetrical. One lapel is notched, the other one is peak. It's shaped like a knife and it's red, so it's like a blood-covered knife. And inside the jacket, we have splashes of blood. So it's very theatrical, and on the back of the jacket is like this really cool skull imagery. And what made me really proud, first of all, Alice was wearing that jacket when he inducted Judas Priest into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. So that was very, very cool. And then I saw a picture of Alice wearing that jacket also with Dolly Parton at one of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame ceremonies. He actually told me he was going to wear it to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. And he kept his promise. And I love that jacket. But most importantly, it was Alice's favorite jacket from the Nightmare collection. The Under My Wheel suit is a green suit we made for Alice Cooper. The reason that it's green is because you think about green, you know, like racing cars. And Alice Cooper is a big car guy. Actually, the way I got familiarized with him before his music, well, Wayne's World, of course, but he was on this car show and it was very cool. And he's a big classic car guy. He has a bunch of cars. He told me about his Aston Martin that he got as a gift for doing like a commercial or something. But he also told me about like his Viper and like the Dodges. He loves that kind of stuff. So we did a green suit. Of course, it symbolizes racing and sort of classic American muscle cars. But what was unique, this suit was the first suit ever made with carbon fiber buttons. We sourced carbon fiber, made it into buttons. Nobody's had done it before. And so the buttons on the suit are made out of real carbon fiber. And then we made that feature available to all of our clients. So a bunch of our clients now have carbon fiber buttons on their suit if they love cars. Check it out. It's a very cool suit. The Shep Gordon jacket. So we actually made two of these for Alice Cooper. One is a green velvet, one's a purple velvet. We wanted two very fun jackets and we thought, you know what, why don't we make some velvet jackets? Like they're kind of like smoking jackets for Coop. And what's cool about it is inside is we have all this imagery of the supermensch Shep Gordon. So the story is that Shep Gordon is Alice Cooper's manager and best friend. They've been working together and best friends for 50 years. And I'm very thankful to Shep. So I wanted to make a couple of Shep jackets for Alice because Shep really gave me an opportunity. You know, at the time we were a fairly successful suit company, but kind of unknown. And Shep took an email from us and decided to give us a shot to make Alice's wardrobe. And I'm so thankful for that because that was really life-changing for me and for our company because that credibility, that social proof, or as Shep says, guilt by association, really opened doors for us. And I think one of the reasons that Jordan Peterson actually gave us an opportunity to make some stuff for him and dress him, and that came through the fact that he saw that we worked with Alice Cooper. So we had the credibility that we knew what we were doing. And I have Shep to thank for that. So thank you. The gray stripe suit for Alice Cooper. So every man needs a gray stripe in his wardrobe. There's four fundamental suits: navy stripe, gray stripe, navy solid, gray solid. Those are the first four suits you should own. Not in that order. The solids should come first. But the gray stripe is usually your number 3 or 4 suit. And we needed a gray stripe suit because the first band that Alice Cooper was a part of was called the Spiders. And his father was a preacher and then a car salesman and a teacher. So there's like a really cool story there. His dad would help set up the shows and then he would go and make these like cotton spider webs, you know, out of cotton balls, right? And so the spider, so the suit itself has a gray stripe because it's like the webs of a spider, and then inside we put spider webs. Let's see what Alice says about it.
The spider suit. We were originally called the Spiders. And my dad, who was the cover of GQ magazine, I mean, he looked like that every day he went to work, built a giant web behind the band because we were the Spiders. And so this is extremely significant.